You are watching us as we try to climb up the road, just to show you how difficult it is for commuters, especially commercial drivers who use this stretch. Some of the residents tell us that many of the women here are traders, and that by some time of the day, a lot of the commercial drivers, especially trotro, taxi in particular, they do not use this road any longer. And for the trotro, that is the commercial minibuses, they have ceased plying the stretch totally, and that they incur too much losses repairing and buying spare parts, and so that's the reason why some of them do not use the stretch any longer. You can see the nature of the road. It's a big challenge for any driver, and you would weep for your car using this road. You wouldn't want to use it twice because it's that bad. It's hilly, so the erosion has eaten deep into the stony hills, and it makes climbing up even in a vehicle very, very difficult. The commercial vehicles do not enjoy plying it, and if they do, they are going to ask you for a lot more. Let me get close to this taxi driver who is coming my way. So there's someone behind him, so let's see if he can give me. See that he's saying? Okay, it's saying.
Was we are quite the Basapa, Banzakra. I can't want some can still. It's Yanet here.
A crime is on a hammer, my Jumadi.
I say, far, I live for cry. We moved to Muda Kayakam.
Oh, seriously?
Last week, Monday, before be a pay for be a quaco. Wow, canum.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
Whatever can.
I Brian do baby.
What pictures?
Any pictures, but no evidence.
Wow.
Some evidence. I bet me I can say. Wama for met me at the one dance. Then you know, and see the Fayanko. See, about last week, you know, to be an edgema. Me washing sa moja or car no baby. My young children, more about Mudim why. And check Ukawi, the question up and Saturday. Mkoyaji mabu mba still kra mina mibaha ba kumyenu na mitati noise no te yejuma yenu ejuma ne so hanso nipa wa ha bebre a ya na yedi bo mu yeji se lodu free junction ba ho se omu fa drop free kro mba no mu du ho anu ma drivers ne bebre enye den ensane nko biom ji se ya na yedi bo mu te mo ba ide mu so mu kemi na omu dimbo ya kakra.
Your friend saying?
Your friend said Nanavi. Baba Weija Junction, your friend Telemo. That's what they use.
Telemo?
Yeah.
Telemo, how old are you?
This 29 years.
Good. How long have you done this work?
9 years now.
Wow. Okay, so how is the business like now?
It's not like the first time.
Okay.
Nowadays, I don't know what to say. Nowadays, the work is not going through.
What makes it so?
Depends how the market and everything is going on. The economics make.
They make it out there.
Yeah. They now.
I'll tell him more. Thank you.
No shaking.
You'll be fine.
Bless.
Keep it my life. Things will get better. Sure. Okay, so that's the Ghana Water Company Limited Training School. Wow, I didn't know there was a school like that. It's close, I guess, to the Weija water treatment plant or dam. Okay, so there's a training school if you want to work in water treatment, yeah, and distribution, or there's a school like that over here. Okay, that's interesting. I didn't know that one. Right. So, and it looks like we are getting to a better part of the road. This stretch is perhaps all the way from the junction for German all the way up to Upper Weija. This is the only stretch that has bitumen. Let's continue this way. I'm going to give you a rundown of the Weija Dam. It's arguably the second largest water reservoir in the country after the Volta Reservoir, and this was constructed in 1978 by an Italian company called Messes Tahi. 1978, that's 43 odd years right there. Yeah, so we've done 4 decades and counting. Weija Dam going strong? We'll find out. So it's said to be the second urban water system to be constructed in Ghana after the Birimso in Cape Coast. Now the lake is formed over the Densu River in the Gansouth municipality. Gansouth, Weija. Okay. Traveling a distance of about 116 kilometers from the Tiwa Mountains where it takes its source. That means that this Densu River we are seeing here is coming all the way from the Tiwa rivers, the Tiwa Mountains, I mean. Wow. So if you lose the Tiwa forest, what's going to happen to the Densu River and the Weija Dam? Question for the gods. The river traverses through 3 regions, okay? You have the eastern region, central, and greater Accra, where it enters the sea at the Botiano, you know, the Pambros, Densu, Delta, thereabout, yes. So the Weija Lake covers an area of about 9,000 square hectares and serves over 2.5 million people in Accra East and West. Now, this information I'm sharing with you was published in 2010. That's like 11 years ago. So, I mean, definitely population must have increased and all of that, right? So, according to Earth Service, now Earth Service is an NGO. There's a publication attributed to this NGO some 10 years ago, and they made this publication. They made this attribution that makes for disconcerting reading. The publication suggested that in 10 years, which happens to be now, 2021, the Weija Lake may be extinct. Yeah. I mean, we are seeing the lake, so it appears to be a bit alarmist, right? Because it's existing and all that. But purposefully, if you have a scientific probe into the integrity of the lake to check the existence of aquatic life now compared to a decade ago, and even the sheer volumes of water here compared to before, that should keep us all alarmed and eager to salvage what is left of the dam. And I'll tell you what I mean. So keep paying attention to the aerial footage we are showing you. You'll see that larger portions of the vegetation surrounding the lake has been cleared for farming purposes. So what does that mean? You see, that means that the lake has been losing much water due to the drying up of the moisture content of the lands surrounding it. And then what will happen? Well, so the surrounding land loses its protective cover. So anytime it rains, massive erosions, technically called sheet erosion, pushes down massive volumes of sand into the Densu Lake, causing much siltation, simply a blockage of water body caused by sand. And I've heard some authorities at the Ghana Water Company say that because of the siltation, little volume of water, and they have to spill the dam because the water volumes does not necessarily increase, but then the content of sand that is, you know, introduced to the dam as a result of the siltation, also occasioned by the clearing of the green belt, leads to the dam, you know, the volumes of water in the dam increasing. So that means that those downstream will always be suffering anytime they spill the water, not necessarily because of increased water volumes, but because of increased siltation rather. Now that's a cause for concern. You recall that in recent times, the Asantehene Otumfuo Osei-Tutu ordered a real estate company to plant several thousands of trees along the banks of the Lake Bosumtwi for clearing just a handful, right? Here in Accra, looks like there's no leadership to engineer a similar situation, as you are noticing the rampant clearing of the vegetation. You'd notice also that communities living along the banks of the lake are using it as a refuse receptacle, pouring anything, unwanted substances, just anything into the water body, household refuse, fecal matter, it's just all kinds of things. And we particularly saw this when we visited Oblogo and Top Base, the way the communities have made the banks of the Delta Basin, Densu Basin, a refuse dump site now. Honestly, it's not funny. We'll show you those in subsequent episodes, but this will scar your conscience and leave you scandalized. Do you know that all along, the pollution does not just happen here downstream, but way along the entire course of the River Densu from Koforidua through Mangwase to Nsawam until everything finally assembles in the lake here at Weija in Accra, where the water finally gets treated to serve about 80% of Accra's population. Now you think about that. Fecal matter, bola, leachate from industrial and chemical activities, particularly this one, particularly in the Weija township. Everything, just everything some inside the dam, from sand winners, stone crackers, and what have you, all of them threatening our collective existence. So we are losing the green belt along the dam to the construction of story buildings, palatial mansions, industries, crowds, hotels, ghettos, mud houses, and huts, just name it. And this one, collectively, some experts are calling it ecological militia. Not political vigilante, but ecological militia. It will be sad if we sit down for the ecological militia to win and threaten our collective existence. That would be very sad. Don't you think? So on our way down, coming from Weija Waterworks, we saw some quarters. We were told that those quarters were built for personnel of the waterworks. This structure I'm coming out from, I'm told is a canteen. So it used to be the canteen for staff of the waterworks, but now it's no longer in use. So we'll try and speak to some of the people who have lived here, who've spent their entire lives here, to find out from them what this area used to be like, what some of the government structures were like. This one was like, how the vibrancy at the time of government workers all moving down for lunch and all of that, how it helped the economy of the area, and what difference has become, what has become of the area, what new trends they are seeing, how has it changed things here. This is About Turn on City TV. My name is Caleb Kuda, so come with us. Hey, how are you? Yeah. So this signboard is looking very, very old, right? Weija Waterworks. How old is it, sir? How are you?
Actually, I'm 40 years now.
You are 40?
Yeah.
The Weija dam itself is 43 years.
Yes.
So it means it's older than you.
Yes, of course.
Have you lived here all your life?
Yes, please. I was born and bred here.
I see.
Yeah.
So tell me about living here many years ago, like 40 years ago when you were a toddler, and now Waterworks was ongoing, had just been opened.
Before what I could know, or I can say about water and sewage, if you want to talk, drive to Waterworks, we were being told that when even this dam was going to be built to help the community, to ensure that the community, the young guys are coming from the community, will get jobs to do for water and sewage. But as I speak with you, there are a lot of deprived people in this town. There are a lot of people who are in this town which are not getting jobs to do.
So unemployment is a big problem for you?
Yes. Okay, I personally, my certificate is with water and sewage.
And you went to the training school?
Yes. I went there with my certificate through the formality. They told me where I have to take it to. But getting them, knowing them getting to know where I'm from, Weija, they just move out of
Okay, I'm not sure that is the reason, but I want you to tell me how growing up, you know, the commerce, the economic importance of this place was like, because I just learned that this is the canteen for the staff. So give me mental pictures 40 or 20 years ago. How was this place like?
You know, this place happened to be the canteen for the water and sewage people. Okay. And actually, they work. They are the workers are the only people who used to come there. Mm-hmm. And even in the evening time too, it's used as tourist place for the workers to come and enjoy themselves. They are live bands to come over to come entertain themselves here. So it looked like it's always used for the workers, for the waterways. No, it wasn't built because of the town people.
And I saw some quarters up there too. Tell me about some buildings like quarters.
We have quarters for water and sewage, waterways people. They're only for the workers, and we have the police quarters too, which is only built for the police people and the waterways work people. Okay.
So are those quarters still in use, especially the water and sewage ones?
Yes, it's still in use for the waterways. But the only thing I can say about it is, as waterways is getting broad, they have a lot of lands that, if we're looking at the building they have here, the quarters they have here, it's not too big. Yeah. If you go to elsewhere, like somewhere like Akosomo, you can see Akosomo International, you can see something like Akosomo, something to talk about Akosomo. But over here, even looking at the somebody as you say, the somebody is as old as Methuselah, which you can even say that this thing it doesn't speak well of waterways. Well,
I couldn't really see it well because all these had covered it.
Even look at it, you can even look at the structure. It's not unpainted, nothing shows that.
Okay. There has been massive encroachment over the period, would you say so? And when you are growing up, can we get to somewhere where we can get to see the extent of the encroachment, for example? So we are coming this way, so you can give me a better idea. So yeah,
you know, as we say, waterways. This whole place was farming areas.
All this side?
All these lands were all farming areas.
Even where we are working?
Oh yes.
This whole area?
This whole area was because of farming. And this was a road leading to the intake, where the water is being taken to the water to the dam side, to the treatment plant. Okay. This is the main road to the.
Okay. So were all these places supposed to be a buffer? Do you know for sure?
Yes.
This side was supposed to be reserved.
Reserved lands. This whole area was reserved lands. But as we are getting more and more in the community, we need to expand some more people to have to get houses to stay in it. So that's the reason you can see that houses are being built in around.
Okay, so this is the Weija Municipal Assembly, Weija Zonal Council.
Yes. Okay. So you can see for your own self that we are getting expand, and you can see from where this one was built recently. Okay. And as we are now about to really use it well, they are social welfare.
It's not in use yet.
Yeah, they are using it now that social welfare people are in, and they are using it at the moment.
Oh, okay.
So looking at it, before this building wasn't here. Before this building was at Weija, at the Weija Junction, and they've relocated it. Which means we are getting expand. Okay. As expansion goes on, things will change. So you can't expect things to be on the same class.
But how do you think things can expand, right? People will get places to live without us compromising the integrity of the water, which feeds like 80%, which, you know, serves 80% of the Accra.
You know what? Looking at things, looking at encroachment to the water use, as you say, the back of the water, where they suck where they pick the water to drain for us. That place is more necessary, more than these areas.
Really?
Because that's the place where they are going to take the water. This place is the reserve waters or the non-used waters that comes around. It's
supposed to be a buffer zone.
It's a buffer zone. But what I'm wanted to say is, these areas, if people even encroach, the water has its own way where it is to pass. Do you understand me? Looking at it, it doesn't affect anything. If But over there, at the back there, when people go to a urinary or go to this defecate, it will affect the water. But over these areas, it doesn't affect it. Do you understand me?
Are you saying this because yourself you have encroached some of the reserve lands?
I'm not saying so. I'm not saying so. But what I'm wanting to say is, looking at somebody staying closer to use something, and somebody who's living under non-use something. Do you understand me? Staying at a use place, and then they are even getting closer to the water, which is not good. Then those
are people actually encroaching that side too?
That side too, yes.
It's happening, yeah?
Yes. So we have to look at that place more than looking at these places.
I see. Well, I think both sides need to be looked at because there must be good reasons why the professionals will reserve these places.
They reserve these areas for farming. And at the moment, the farming is not going on. Yeah. Do you understand me? Yeah. So since the farming is not going on, if we are keeping the place for farming, and if we are keeping for farming, and the farming activities is going on, do you want to tell me that it is good for the farming, but it's not good for human beings to stay there? The thing that we are going to plant, who are they going to feed on?
But if we plant, if we build everywhere we are supposed to plant, what will we get to eat?
Good. That is what I'm trying to say, that if that place is kept for farming, at the end, that means it's good for human beings to stay there too.
I don't know about that.
But what I want to say is, if that place, we are keeping the place for farming, and we are farming, fine. Some places, you can see some of the places are being used for farming, but some are also using it for building.
Some time ago, they fenced the dam.
Oh, that place is being fenced.
It's still fenced?
Yes, that place is still fenced.
I read actually that some land guards actually, sort of, anytime the fences are erected, they kind of go demolish.
You get there, you see yourself.
Does that happen?
No, nothing of that sort has been. No land guard. We have no land guards. We have no land guard in this town.
Is it?
I'm telling you.
Okay, thank you.
There are different words. Don't use wrong words for the wrong thing.
So what is the right word?
Yes, we have ASAFO guys.
Okay, who are they?
Listen, a chief cannot go around to be notifying everything.
Okay.
It's the same as for guys who will be going around. Oh, chief, this thing is going on wrong here. You understand me?
What structure is this?
This is a private school.
Oh, okay. How long has it been here? It looks very old.
Yes, it's an old school. It's an old government school.
I see. So it comes to JHS or primary school?
No, this is the primary side.
Primary. Where's it?
And the JHS is also at the top.
The other way.
The other side.
Oh, okay. Are your kids here?
No, my child is no more. It's 1 year.
Okay. But did you bring him here or here?
If the needs arrive for him to come here, he will come. But at the moment, it's not here.
So at the moment, where's your child schooling?
Ellistar.
Where's that?
Yeah, it's just around.
Okay. Why do you prefer that place to this one?
Oh, schooling is choices.
Okay.
It's choices. You can't tell me all the ministers' children go to the same school. They all don't go to the same school. It depends on how you can make it.
So, did you take your child to that school because you think
that's what I can afford?
But this one is free?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
So why are you taking him to
something
a place
free and non-free?
Exactly.
You know what? Life
what do you have against the free one?
Oh no, anything free is not authentic.
Oh, how?
It's not well kept.
Why do you say that?
This is a free school.
What school is it?
This is a free school. This is a government school.
This is a government school?
Yes. And so anything, it's the business for the government for free.
Okay.
And at the end, you can see that they are not putting all the effort to keep it well.
How long ago did they start?
You can see as you see the first one you see. Compared to what I'm talking about, the Ellistar school.
So the structure itself
sometimes
is not
even that.
Oh, I see. And then this one, how long ago did they start?
Oh, it was NDC time that they started building this thing.
Rollins?
No,
Mills?
Most time. No, it wasn't even Mills. It was John Mama who came to do it. He started it all.
So has it been continued?
No, they just left it there. They just left it since change of government came.
But what have you town folks been saying so that
the assemblyman have been trying his best. You know, the children are more than the school that they have over there.
okay.
The kids are more than the classes.
Okay.
So they'll be talking about it to let them expand, to move into some of the children into this one.
So since you live here, what is rent like in this area?
Rent. As I was telling you, life itself is choices. Somebody who might prefer to stay in the block house. Somebody also like to stay in the mud house.
So
Recently, less than 1 month, a lady came to me, wanted a room to rent. As he was talking to me, he told me he want a mud house to rent. So you can see it's choices.
So these choices you are saying, the mud house, say like a single room is going for how much? So wait, there are mud houses in Weija?
Yes. And people prefer that. You can see the.
So this is the boundary.
Yes, the boundary of the water is yes.
Okay,
you can go inside. You can go through the security.
Okay, it's fine. We are not interested. We just wanted to see. So all this part is reserved.
Yes, you can see it's a reserve area.
Okay, good.
It's a reserve area, and nobody has encroached it.
Well, the encroachment has been a subject of research, and researchers have looked into it. So I do not think that what you're saying is entirely the story.
Do you know what?
Tell me.
As I told you that we are not getting more than the necessary people. We are not getting more. Before this water was given to them, people in the town were more than 1,000. And as you can speak now, we are more than 2,000. You understand me? I'm not having a specific
In fact, the whole Weija
it's bigger than
more than 180,000
good.
people.
So automatically, you definitely need more land.
But it doesn't mean they should encourage this one, especially because of its national security importance and its critical role it plays to the city.
Yes, as you are saying, you can see they've already made their fence. And the fence shows to yourself that you can't go out of bounds. Right. If this gate were to be at where we started talking at the canteen area, everybody would have known that this place is out of bounds. Yeah. Do you understand? If the gate were to be at that gate,
but that means that where we've come, all the places that were used, we came from that you said were supposed to be reserved. It means they are not supposed to be reserved. Is that the case?
There I'm saying that all those places are not supposed to be reserved. The way we think it can be reserved is what they have now. Okay. That's why they make the fence up to this stage.
Are you part of the chiefs, or
yes.
Do you play any role here?
I'm the son of the Jassy chief of this town.
Oh, you are the son of the Jassy chief?
I'm the firstborn.
I see. That means you're a prince.
Yes, I am.
You're next in line.
Yes, please.
Okay. So is there more land you have for sale, or no?
You know what? To my own notice, we don't have land. At the moment, we don't have lands for sale. If you see that, or if anybody is going to sell the land, that means a private owner,
it's an old
land that the person wants to resell it. That is so.
All right. Thank you so much for talking to us.
God bless you.
Please, what's your name again?
I'm Prince Sharon.
Okay, good. So what's the best thing you love about this place, Weija?
Peace.
It's peaceful, yeah?
Yes, peaceful town. It's a peaceful town. You know, talking about we are one accord too. Okay. We have peace. There's peace in this town.
Thank you, my brother.
There was numerous fights some time ago, but at the moment...
Are you talking about the chief's level?
Yes, at the chief level. At the moment, there's peace all around.
Let's pray it remains the same. That's how we can wrap up this episode of About Town on City TV. We came to you from Weija. I hope you found this eye-opening as I have. Keep watching City TV.